signs of the end of time. Some of them are very difficult to discern. Literally, what is being said? What is the meanings? Part of the difficulty, I believe, is that the Prophet ﷺ was speaking according to the understanding of the people of his age about things that they had no frames of reference for. There were no frames of reference. These people did not understand airplanes. They did not understand phones, cellular phones, and beepers and these type of things. It's very difficult. There's a hadith that says, in the end of time, and this is a sound hadith, in the end of time, a man will leave his house. يخرج المرء من بيته فتخبره فخذه بما أحدث أهله من بعده. A man will leave his house and his thigh will tell him what was happening in his house after he left the house. Now we know in the language of the Arabs will call something by a thing that it's attached to. In other words, if somebody had a phone on their thigh, then the Arabs could actually say أخبرته فخذه, and he means the thing that was on his thigh. This is very common in the Arabic language, to call a thing by a thing that is near, or to call a whole by the part. He also said that a man, the shiraku na'lihi satukallimuhu, the strap, the thong of his sandal will speak to him.
Talking shoe team, is that right? Is it talking shoe?
It's a talking shoe.
Actually calling it talking shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Nice work.
He said that the jamadat, that inanimate things would speak. There's a saying, it's not a hadith, but it's mentioned centuries ago in the books. إذا نطق الحديد وساد العبيد وقرب البعيد فانتظر الوعيد. This is something I've seen a long time ago. When metal speaks, and the slaves, the low people rule. And this is from that, they're taking it, drawing it from the hadith, this proverb. Because the Prophet ﷺ said in the end of time, the lowest people would become the rulers. The lowest people would become the rulers. And he said in a hadith, لا يزال الناس يغربلوا. The people continue to be sifted out by the sieve until لا يبقى من الناس إلا الحذالة. That nothing remains of people except the dregs, the stuff you throw out. Right? And this is one of the signs of the end of time. The Prophet ﷺ said, لا تقوم الساعة حتى يكون أسعد الناس لكع بن لكع. The end of time will not come until the happiest of people is لكع بن لكع, which is an Arabic expression for somebody who has nothing, no origin, no nasab, no ird, nothing. He's just a low لكع بن لكع. That's what the Arabs say, لكع. Like he's worthless. And this would be one of the signs of the end of time, when you have people uneducated prancing about the earth. These rock stars, movie stars, the lowest type dregs of the society, prostitutes and these type of things. They become happy. They become the wealthy people. They become the ones, all these things. This is one of the signs of the end of time. The far would become near. You see, for instance, to fly from the United States, it takes you 12 hours from California, 12 hours. This is a journey that took years, literally years, not that long ago, less than 100 years ago. It would take you a very long time to make. Now people complain, the plane's late, it's a half hour late. or the photocopy machine. It used to take people hours to transcribe a piece of paper. Now they kick the photocopy machine because this is all part of the disease of the end of time. There's no sabr. People have lost sabr. So the farness and nearness, the far thing becomes near. You can go now to Mecca from the ends of the earth and be there in a few hours. A trip that people used to take with great difficulty and oftentimes risking their lives. From Morocco they would have to go and pass through some treacherous places where they had brigands, Muslim brigands, right? And it's interesting because Allah's deen by its nature is tamheez, purification. In the old days, they got on a plane, they got on the caravan, and it was a punishment. The whole way of going to Hajj was in preparation. And so people had a very difficult time. When they got there, the Hujjaj, the people living in Mecca used to come out of the city, and they would vie over the Hujjaj to get them to come and stay in their houses. This is the way. So once you got to Mecca, suddenly you were in paradise. People who had, now we see photographs, pictures of Kaaba, people who'd never seen Kaaba. And suddenly they were in Mecca after spending a year on a very arduous journey. And they were in Mecca, and the people of Mecca were embracing them, feeding them, taking care of them. Now, the adab is easy to get there. Once you get there, then all the problems start. You see, it's the opposite now. It's the exact opposite. You spend 4 days in Hajj, and the Muslim, it's unbelievable. The adab. And it just indicates our state as a ummah. The 5 prayers each day indicate the state of the ummah, right? In the community level. The local neighborhood. You see who prays at Fajr, who prays at Isha. It lets you know how the neighbor, the health of the neighborhood. And then you see Jumu'ah, lets you know the health of the community, how your community is doing. But Hajj lets you know how the Ummah is doing. It gives you an indication of the entire Ummah of Islam. Right? And this is the state. But it's okay, you go to McDonald's, now McDonald's in Mecca. You go to McDonald's, you have your McDonald's hamburger, throw the paper on the ground, right, with the golden arches, and Colonel Sanders outside of Bab Abdul Aziz. Both names are problematic. But this is the state of the Ummah. So all of these things are happening, and amazing things. I mean, we're living in fascinating times. There's a Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times. Right? We are living in very interesting times because there's extraordinary change happening in this ummah. Phenomenal. At rates that become like the computer. It literally boggles the imagination and the mind.